The LS is no doubt one of the hottest engines to come along in many years. Now it's got its own hot car event here in Southern Kentucky. Hey, welcome to Horsepower and Holley's LS Fest. Sure, it's a drag race with classes for everyone. And yeah, it's a car show too. But it's also a serious autocross event, a unique speed stop challenge, and a show-stopping engine swap challenge. Although on Friday's opening day, the challenge was rain. No drag racing for a while, but even with pools of water to plow through, the autocross had plenty of company. Brian Finch had his Camaro out here for some practice runs in hopes of keeping his perfect winning record on stock tires.
The big thing is having a well-prepared car. So this has all the Detroit Speed suspension. It's basically modeled off of their second gen. And I took everything out of their catalog, put it in there, and it just works. You know, it really does work. So that and a lot of seat time.
Well, no doubt there's no substitute for practice. When the weather got better on Saturday, so did the elapsed times. In the comp tire class, Brian Nutter was leading the pack behind the wheel of his LS-powered Corvette.
It's just all about the combination. The engine makes good power, but not too much. I used to do it a lot when I was younger and everything, and I just get out for maybe 2 or 3 times a year, but it's always fun.
Like many other LS-powered participants, he's competing for the Grand Championship. Now, to be eligible, you got to compete on the Autocross, the drag strip, and a unique test of speed and braking called the Speed Stop Challenge.
It's an acceleration braking competition to see which car can accelerate the fastest and then stop the fastest in a controlled fashion. Cars will leave on the green, they will go as fast as they can down to the box and try and stop in the box.
Remember, it's a timed event, so you got to run fast and stop fast inside the box of cones. Stop too short and, well, that doesn't count. At first, a lot of contestants who were new to this weren't really sure where that sweet spot was. Some of the guys who really got aggressive, and that is the point, went a little too far. Not the point, because that doesn't count either. This is fun. This guy has the toughest job on the track. He's got to recover the cones. Wow, do you think this Vega has the original stock brakes on it? Look at the heat coming off that Camaro's front brakes. They're blazing. Brian Finch has already laid down a good run for his points, so for his last shot, hey, great show. So what if it doesn't count? Well, since we are at a drag strip, maybe we should have some drag racing too, huh? There were 9 racing classes, from True Street to Outlaw Drag Radio, and everything in between, as long as it's got an LS engine under the hood. And don't let this make your blue oval blood boil, but even LS-powered Mustangs could compete. Now, the competition that blew us away, though, was the Engine Swap Challenge.
Yeah, go.
A race to LS6 ownership and glory next. Hey, welcome back. How would you like to swap your old Street Machine engine for a brand new LS6 crate engine? All you got to do is bring some buddies to help and your own tools, and it's yours. Oh, I better mention, you also got to beat the other team who wants it just as bad as you.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun competition.
It's the LS Fest Engine Swap Challenge, the ultimate test of gearhead speed and skill. After a selection process, 2 guys were chosen to bring their cars and 3 team members to compete.
These guys drive their cars in, running, and they have to come in, swap an LS engine into it, get it running, and go on another predetermined drive. Whoever does it in the fastest time gets the engine, gets to keep it.
we're gonna get it. We're gonna win this today.
That's Justin Dermody, who brought his 70 Olds convertible, 3 helpers, and plenty of confidence from Williamsburg, Iowa. The other team is led by the owner of this 69 Camaro, Corey Ritter from Lexington, Kentucky.
Everybody's got a different job, but whether or not we'll stick with it, we'll just see. So, you know, we'll probably be tripping over each other, but hopefully it'll go smooth.
We got about 150 hours in preparation of this thing.
You've done a swap before then?
Yes.
They have to bring all their tools, own fluids, drain pans, and all that. So if they forgot some tools or something, they're going to be hurting.
Holley supplies the HP EFI system for both engines, self-learning, so that shouldn't be an issue. The Camaro now has a big block, fuel injection, and a manual trans. The 70 Cutlass has a carbureted small block with an automatic.
I kind of don't see it as a disadvantage other than he's got the small block. I got a lot more width, and my gearbox is in the back. His gearbox is up front and out of the way.
Then you have to have the right bell housing too. So yeah, and I'm sure they thought that through. But it's just a couple extra steps as opposed to an automatic. That's flex plate bolts and 3 converter bolts, and you're done.
3, 2, 1. All right. With your own career, 70 Olds.
While the Kentucky team goes to work removing the Camaro's hood, the guys from Iowa came with a clever plan to remove the bumper and entire front clip, giving them a lot more work room. While Justin pre-installs the wiring harness, the other guys keep a steady pace, freeing the 350 up from its mount. Meanwhile, the Kentucky Camaro crew guys have their own jobs down pat.
Yeah, they're not that far behind. That's good. That's really good.
Fuel coming down, Brian, watch out. Don't be smoking.
The Iowa Cutlass team made the wise decision to bring one of their own engine hoists, while the others ready with the new LS6.
There's blood all over the intake.
I'm not surprised. I need a 13 millimeter socket. Reach over there and grab me one, please. You have your finger on it. There you go.
Mission on.
Woo! It's still hot. We're gonna start back with it. Keep on going up, up, up. All right, keep clear.
The Camaro engine's finally out. While they've fallen behind, anything can happen at this point.
We have fuel pressure. Oh yeah, I got the PCM plugged in.
This thing ain't fitting, guys. You knock the nub off this block or something. We got a nub right in the way here. Where is it? Right there.
The Kentucky team has another snag, not enough clearance for a pivot ball they have to install.
Nice steady pace, both sides of the
broke the
pit.
block, guys.
What?
I just broke the block. God.
It's over.
It's
Look.
over.
Sorry, everybody.
I shouldn't have done that.
No, that's what pressure does, you know.
They inadvertently cracked their block, banged on it a little too hard to put a bracket on for their manual transmission, so they're out of it. This motor won't even run. I just don't want the other team to know it, so we can let them keep thrashing and see how fast it can be done.
Pull around the corner of the pan, my head's out of the way.
I think we can, once Nelson's out, we can take down. Crank it.
Official time, 31 minutes and 57 seconds.
Sorry. So sorry.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's about what you expected?
10 minutes over.
Really? Good competition. That's what you wanted to see. Yeah.
Well, we'll do it next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Justin has to drive the Cutlass on a predetermined short route to make it official. For this confident and capable guy, though, it's more like a victory lap than a test run. Well, as you can see, they're back under their own power, so it's official. We'll be back with some racing here at the LS Fest. Stay with us.
We put this thing together and we said we're only going to do it for LSs, and we thought, man, are we really going to limit the field if we only open it up to LS cars? Well, as you can see here, we certainly have not, and the guys with LS motors are out here just having a blast.
Hey, remember Horsepower's Supernova? Now with new paint and an LSX. Driver Robin Lawrence in the far left lane made us proud on his way to winning the all-nitrous class. Congratulations.
Thank you.
While all the drag racing was cool here, what got our attention on the last day of LS Fest was this. A drifting exhibition courtesy of Nick Thomas, driving an LS-powered Nissan.
It's ultimate car control. It's almost a battle against yourself. Trying to see how close you can get to the wall, how close you can get to your competitors, and all of that.
Nick is a serious competitor in grassroots drifting competition, despite the fact that he's doing it all on his own dime.
I had a Corvette a while ago, and my friends are into the import scene, and they would come over to the house all the time. They're like, you know what drifting is? And I was like, what are you talking about, drifting? And they ended up saying that's where you slide your car. I was like, oh yeah, I do that all the time. That's no big deal. So they said, we'll come out to an event sometime, and we took the Vet out to an event, put some old tires on it, and blew them off, and been hooked ever since.
Goes without saying, he goes through tires like a teenager goes through Clearasil.
We got 3 passes on one set, so we'll probably go through probably 4 to 6 more today, at least.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's definitely takes a hit on the wallet.
So with a new set of rubber on his drift car, Nick was all ready to go out and blow some more minds on the Autocross. This time, though, well, he invited me to ride shotgun.
How's it going?
And so we were off, doing about 50 miles an hour after shifting to 3rd gear and starting that hopefully controlled slide. Wait a minute, he's getting out of the car. I don't have a driver. I thought I lost you. Oh man, somebody bring me some clean underwear. Thank you, man. That was a blast. Oh, if you get my drift, that was amazing. Now I kind of understand why the so-called younger generation loves this insane tire trashing sport, and why Nick, with little money but lots of verve, wants to drift his way to the summit of his chosen sport.
As they say, at the end of the day, you got to do what you're passionate about, and that's more my passion than any other form of motorsport.
That was wild. I love it.
You're watching watching Horsepower. For a DVD copy of this episode, just go to PowerBlockTV.com and order your copy for just $5.95 plus shipping and handling. Start your own Horsepower collection, delivered right to your door from the Power Block.
Holley's first LS Fest was a success thanks to the enthusiasm of a special breed of gearheads. Mostly they're owners of Chevys powered by one of GM's most popular engines of all time. They came to have fun with their street machines and straight-ahead competition on the strip, in corner-cutting competition on the Autocross, and in other events that challenged both the machine and the driver. Well, we can't leave, though, without a nod to some of the show car standouts, like the couple who won the Late Model Award for this 2002 Firebird. Car shows like this are kind of close to their hearts.
We're at a show together, met and got married.
Is that true?
Pretty much.
Was it you or the car, Robbie?
Well, I think the car got her attention, and then I wooed her with my charm. So.
Yeah, then he swooned me with his words, so.
Words can barely describe the craftsmanship that went into this non-domestic winner. It's a 1964 Carmen Ghia restored and miraculously modified by its Texan owner, Ricky Bird.
A lot of people told me I was crazy and it couldn't be done. So, but it was something that I thought I could do, and you know, I'm one of those guys that like to do stuff different.
Ricky chopped the top, Frenched in the taillights, added Mercedes-Benz headlights, and made vents to cool the motor, which went onto the chassis before the body.
We tried to keep the original Carmen Ghia look. We wanted it to look like a Carmen Ghia, but modernize it a little bit. So that's what we ended up with.
That supercharged LS engine is only a few inches behind the driver's head. But this custom-made insulated lid reduces the engine roar enough so Ricky can hear all the compliments.
The response we've had from it has been awesome. It really has. It's just been really cool.
Check for $500. Brian, congratulations.
Well, our compliments to all the award winners for show, racing, and the whole works. Here's hoping the festival becomes an annual celebration of high performance, LS style. We'll see you next time.